Named among the top 100 SA designers, Crystal makes one-of-a-kind hats for musicians, the biggest names in fashion and media, and for everyday people. We met up as she prepares for a British Vogue pop-up in London, a world away from her roots in Limpopo.
Where did your love for hats come from?
I've always been a lover of fashion from a very young age, cutting up my clothes. Everything just always pointed in the head's direction, and the dot on the eye became really important to me because I wanted to become a specialist, and headwear just always was so important, and I just fell in love with it.
You've really revitalized the industry with your hats and become a force to be reckoned with. Why do you think your work resonates with so many people?
I'm not reinventing hats, I'm just having a lot of fun with it again. I'm showing people that they shouldn't be too scared to wear a hat, whether it's for the sun, whether it's for sport, whether it's for church, or whether it's just really a fashion accessory. They shouldn't be so scared to put something on their head and have a little bit of fun.
Among Miss Birch's foremost role models is the managing director of the city's last hat factory, 85-year-old Harry Factor. In Crystal, he's found the future of his business.
Harry, your family started this factory. How important is it to you to keep the legacy alive?
Well, for me, it's for sentimental reasons. My parents came from Latvia, they were immigrants, and then they decided to come to Cape Town, where they decided to open up a hat factory, and this was in January 1936.
How has hat fashion evolved over the years?
The fashions keep repeating itself. I mean, we are making hats now, which are the modern hats, which I have the molds already from 40, 50 years ago. So if anything new comes out, we actually have the molds.
Crystal, what an honor to be able to learn from Harry.
It is a rather big honor to learn from someone who's been in the trade for 66 years. I think you might be the oldest milliner in your trade.
Definitely.
I'm excited to see where it all starts.
Being a stylist on big TV commercials with major deadlines prepared this young creator for the demands of operating a factory.
Once you have the design of the hat, what happens next?
Well, because we're making a top-billing top hat out of felt, the felt has been stiffened, and then it comes to the blocking room where Vicky and Suleiman over here will put it through a steaming process to loosen up the fibers and stretch it over a block. A block is the shape of what the hat will be, and this factory has more than 300 different blocks, which means we have more than 300 different styles of hats.
The legacy of this factory, label, and the Factor name is not lost on Crystal. She understands and embraces the responsibility for slowly taking over from Harry and adapting the hat game.
Thank you, Linda, for finishing the wiring around the brim. This helps support the shape of the hat so we can turn it up in the end, and the wire will be inside the binding, which we'll be adding next.
So that's how you do it.
And Hendrina over here is going to do our next step with binding the wire. She's also been with us for 47 years and almost 50 years in the industry this year.
47 years, that's a long time to be with one company. What's it like working for Parisian Milliners?
I love it here, that's why I'm still here. Yeah, I was young when I started here, I got married here, I got my child here, I've got one son, and I'm still here.
The output of this business sustains 40 families, creating superb hats made by local hands.
Thank you. Let's put this in a box for you. Come on over to our shop.
Looks beautiful, Lorna, thank you.
Jade, welcome to the headspace.
I am having such a cool moment. I just want to try on every single hat here.
I think you should, because now it's a store open to the public. It has always been a showroom, so the public was never allowed for the past 83 years. And now people can come in spontaneously and buy hats and experience the same thing as you.
What are some of the hot trends this season?
I think a seasonal trend is definitely to wear a hat, because we're in such an harsh African sun that people should really cover up more and protect their skins. I think that's a very ongoing trend that's trans-seasonal. It comes back every summer.
Via the internet, Crystal has found clients across the world and a big fan in parliamentarian Phumzile van Dam.
This is not my first hat from Crystal Birch. I saw a photo of one of her hats online and I was like, I have to get that hat. I went on a whole day search in Cape Town looking for that specific hat. I found it and I rocked it all summer. It's really amazing to see a young woman prospering, making such beautiful hats and creating such beautiful art.
Next, business owner Lebogang Matli dropped by for these Texan-inspired his and hers numbers, commissioned by designer Orapaleng Modutle for a day at the Polo.
You are clearly exceptional at what you do. What else keeps you going?
Well, definitely my family, because when I get home, it's a complete different world to where I am at the moment, but it's also quite creative and as busy with a 2-year-old and a very cool fiancé.
One last treat was a brief road trip in Crystal and her fiancé Christian Bear's 1970s Type 123 sedan. Like her hats, true classics are never out of style.